What's up, world? Plant Savvy here. I've had a lot of plants that have rooted and I've been propagating them, like this here. Beautiful mango. I don't know if you all saw it on my previous video. This mango did not have the secondary roots at all. Now, as you can see, it has not only that one main root, but it is growing some secondary roots as well. So I'm going to take that one along with this here ficus tree that is also growing quite well. I'm gonna get these in some soil so that they can further along their best growth and the best nutrients. And also with this here fig tree, we have new growth right there. Yes, so I'm gonna put these babies into some good rich soil. The ingredients have sphagnum moss in it, peat, as well as other cool, soil that helps it grow. I'm still learning about my soil and my mediums, so that's what we're gonna be doing today. We have terracotta pots, absolutely. Drainage. Got those babies from Target. In fact, my girlfriend Mary Grace got these from Target, as well as this cool, look at that. This is a mimosa, a beautiful plant. It actually moves when you touch it. I mean, if it was still, and I had it kind of like on a steady surface, once you touch it, it curls up its leaves. This is the Mimosa pudica plant, and that is one that my lady got today, along with English ivy. This is beautiful English ivy. She just watered them, so we got a little bit of drainage going right there, but I'll clean that up. What is planning if you're not making a mess, So I am very excited about that. They're English ivy. I love that crawling and climbing type of plant, and that is a delight for me, for her to have gotten that. I got this from Target. I actually went and got some more because she sparks my interest. She sparks my motivation. So I went and got some bigger pots. Well, not this guy. This is just cool, It's very, very cool. Of course, with the drainage holes. The first thing I'm gonna plant is I'm thinking I want to plant this here. I'm gonna plant the mango first. So how I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna take the soil and I'm gonna fill it halfway, not to completion. Gonna fill it to about right there, Matter of fact, I'm gonna put a little bit more in there just so you can give separation, so the roots can have room to grow deeper into, deeper into the soil, while also making sure it's firmly packed. So I'll firmly pack it down, just add a little bit more in there. I just like how I did this in a white t-shirt. Yes, what better thing to do than to start planting and dealing with soil getting all dirty in a crispy white t-shirt. This is the only one I have, and I don't expect it to stay nice and crispy white, so it's only right that I get it dirty. I gotta break it in, Okay. Nice. And as I said, I'm learning about the different mediums, the different soils. I just try to go with the ones that are easy to obtain. So if I need more of it, I can get more of it. Some that's going to produce very good growth. and easy for the beginner that I am. Okay, so right here we have the root from the mango seed that I was telling you all about. You see all those lovely secondary roots? So this baby is going to go in the soil.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna keep that right there. I don't know if y'all can see it. I'll kind of bring it down so you can kind of see it. Well, I'll bring it up to you. Ooh. Almost just waste soil all over the floor. That would have been nice. Okay. So I'm gonna center this one. Once I'm done with this, I'm gonna make sure to water them with fertilizer within the water to make sure that they are getting those nutrients and everything that the stress from repotting them took them through. You wanna water them after potting. After repotting them, you wanna water them very well so that they can have a lot of food from a stressful time with the repotting. And with the soil, you just want to make sure that it's evenly all the way across, while not too hard, but firmly pressing down on the soil to make sure that the roots are in place and that it's evenly distributed around the pot. So that's what I'm doing here, just going around with each time, making sure that it's even all over with the soil as I pat it down, making sure that it's in there firmly while keeping the plant as straight as I can. I went on ahead and got a scoop so I can stop, making so much of a mess. So I'm gonna get this here scoop into the action to better assist with the craziness that I got going on here. All right. So I'm gonna get this completely covered. Now the mango seed itself, it may still be kind of poking out from the soil, but I guarantee you that the roots are very much completely covered into this soil. And I kind of like the look of the seed coming out of the soil to let you know where it came from, right? Never forgetting where it came from, like so. Yeah, so you see we have the stem and the growth right there coming out from the soil. And gonna put a little more soil around there. Again, patting it down to make sure that it's nice and firm, nice and solidly placed in there. My main thing is making sure that it's even all over. And there we go. Looks good. And again, I got that their seed's still out of there. And that also was the part of the seed that was exposed during the propagating in just water alone. So it is used to being exposed with the light. And of course, if anybody's done a repotting this way, let me know. Any advice, I'm all ears. I am all ears because again, I am a beginner and I look forward to learning different ways, better ways of doing it. I am going to go ahead and water this here. Now that we got plenty of soil, it is packed down in there firmly. And this here is going to be a happy mango tree. This here, just all-purpose plant. I'm trying to hold it where it'll, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a all-purpose plant food fertilizer that I have here. And I just put a teaspoon of that into this here baby and we're good. Yeah, just try and water it all the way around so that each part of the soil is completely soaked in, allowing it to soak into the soil. It's just giving it a nice drink. And I'll check the bottom of it. We don't have any drainage, so we're gonna put a little bit more in there, just so that we make sure that the water is touching and getting to the roots deep down in the bottom, because repotting has taken that there baby through some stressful times. And I'm gonna clean up that water on the floor. Okay, now we're gonna go and we're gonna repot the fig tree that has shown secondary root growth. Get it on out of that there bottle. Get it into this nice big pot so that it has plenty of room for the roots to grow without me having to repot it anytime soon. It's about keeping it in its place that it's most comfortable, most happy, as long as you possibly can. Of course, down the road, years down the road, I'll have to repot it into a bigger pot as it grows, because it seems to be growing substantially, and I'm very happy about that. So we're gonna go ahead, fill it halfway or so with the soil, put it on in there and fill it up, making sure that we are pressing down, I'm pressing down on the soil to get it firm so that it stands up correctly. So about that much or so. It's not completely filled. And I'm going to just make a little hole, so that I can stick the root down in there, giving it still plenty of room to spread those beautiful roots even more. All right, I'm gonna take it out of here and pop it on in there. Alrighty. It's I'm gonna have to fill it up a little bit more so it can be a little taller, I guess you can say. Yes. So I'm gonna put it back in the water until I get the level of soil where I want it to be. I'm gonna add a little bit more soil in there on the cutting portion. So I'm gonna have to put a little more soil in there than I expected. Again, just going around and making sure that everything is firm and level when I go around and lightly, but still kind of like a firm touch, going around, making sure that it is nice and firmly packed so that the plant will stand up properly. So we're gonna try and put it on in there again. All right. And we have connection. Hello. So, what you can see there, it's standing up pretty nicely, and the roots are going to get covered with soil. Now, I am so happy to have grown the ficus tree here, because I never attempted to propagate anything other than the pothos, which are very easy, very, beginner friendly. So once I cut a bit off of this here ficus tree, ficus fig, whichever one, I was a little skeptical. I didn't know if it was gonna work or not, but I was very hopeful. And here we are. We have not only a root growing out of it, we have secondary roots. That is a sign for me, if you will, to go ahead and put it in the soil and give it that additional nutrients, fertilizing that it needs to grow even bigger and better. as I put more soil covering the root system. Big, beautiful leaves, you know, on the ficus that I absolutely adore. Yeah, I should have left a little more stem on there so that the leaves will be more up here and I can work below the stem. But you know, as I said, it was my first time doing it. I really was just testing it out and see what I could get. But we're gonna work with what we have here and bring this soil up as high as needed so that the roots are completely covered and packed down comfortably so that they can grab onto that soil and dig into it, getting all the nutrients and feeding love it needs. But as you can see, I am just taking the little spoon scoop thing here and just packing it down, just making it look real decent, as nice as possible, so that no roots are exposed but are all down into the soil. And there we are, we have it planted into the soil. Made sure that it was all completely leveled as I could get it, as well as made sure every one of the roots in there that was growing, you had your secondary roots as well growing. So we are going to water this here newly potted fig tree with some fertilized water and give it a good drink. I'm gonna let that soak down. I'm gonna turn it over here. And again, it sits quite low because I did not leave enough of the stem on there when I did the propagation cut, but that is no biggie. I am not stopping. I will continue with my learning experience. Green light project. Yes, let's make a mess on the floor. Indeed. I will have to mop. I will have to clean after all of this. Yes, indeed. Just expect that. Again, giving it a nice soak, making sure that the water gets down to the roots while allowing the water to go down into the soil without flooding it too much so that the soil stays in place. You see how it goes down there like that. Alrighty, just taking your time with it and making sure that the soil is completely soaked because we just took it through not a traumatic, but a stressful situation with the repotting. Okay, we're making progress. Thus far, we have the fig tree potted in its new place after being propagated for about, I'd say, 2 months, along with the mango seed that was in water. So it's not a repotting. I call it a repot, but it's not. It's just taking from the propagation of water into soil so that that root system that has developed, the first and second root systems, can keep growing and get that nutrients from the soil that I want to see happen. And we're gonna keep it going with this here Angel Wing Begonia. All right, so again, you see we have there plenty of secondary roots. It has a more fine, delicate root system. So I am going to be very careful, as I am with all of the different plants, when I replant it in this very cool pot. I like the color of it, you know, just a real easy, soft tone. Nothing too fancy, but very agreeable. Now again, same process. I'm going to fill the soil to about right there and plant the roots about right there and finish filling it up while making sure I pack the soil down to make sure that it is solid and very much sturdy within that soil. You know, trying not to make too much of a mess, but a mess is what you should expect when you're planting. Okay, so we got it to about right there within the cool little pot. Indeed, indeed. I'm going to place it right in there. I try to hold the plant as upright as possible to make sure that it will grow upright as well. Taking around the soil to each and every side of the plant. Because the more soil that you put, and when you pack it down firmly, it allows the plant to stand up in a manner that is straight up and not droop so much. So that's really where you want to go with it. And you want to start it off once you first plant it in the soil on a firm foundation, if you will, so that it can grow as straight and as strong as possible without too much drooping or leaning. And that's what I'm doing here, if you can see that. I'm just gonna bring it here, show you. Yeah, just evenly all the way around. Slowly packing it down to make sure we're nice and tight. Gotta get it right, gotta get it tight. And that should do it. Kind of clean it off there a little bit. I've made a mess. Now the pot that I chose to put it in, I think it really will highlight the nice little speckles and the characteristics of the Angel Wing Begonia. Yes, so we are going to now water this baby. It's going around very slowly, adding a little bit of water, allowing the water to soak down so that it reaches the roots on each side of it. I try to come from the edges here when I'm pouring so that it doesn't take away the soil and cause a dip in the soil, but keeping it equal all the way around so that it's not causing a dip in the middle of the soil that can easily happen if you just pour directly there. I did not do a video of the arrowhead plant that you see displayed here with the beautiful rooting system. We have the main root, plenty of different rooting systems growing beyond the glass wine bottle that I had it in. So I went on ahead and planted it in the soil, which we have here. Yeah, Mad Savvy Production.